My Lord, I would like to thank all those who took part in this debate. It has been an interesting and, as I expected, a challenging debate. If I could first of all address the issue raised by the Noble Baroness, Baroness Barker, and the Noble Baroness, Baroness Thornton about what Mr David Steele MP said, I can report to you, as recorded in Hansard, that at the very end of the report stage, when the House of Commons debated possible amendments to Conscience Clause, Lord Steele's, then David Steele MP, said, "It also gives nurses and hospital employees a clear right to opt out." That is what Steele said. My Lords, I'd like to just say a word about what this bill does not do, first of all. It's not a game. This is a very serious issue. This bill does not remove patient decision-making in any respect. I'd like to reassure the Noble Lord de Lacquier and others that it's not about abandoning patients or their families. It's not about causing them to suffer. It's not about forcing people to be treated against their will, as the Noble Lord Steele said. The terrible experience of Baroness Richardson, with which I think the whole House would want to express their sympathy, was bad medical practice. It's not about restricting access to abortion. It's not about allowing patients to force medical professionals to do anything. It's not about seeking to reject or deny the welfare or wishes of patients. It's not about depriving people of the right to reject treatment or to refuse consent to treatment. It's not about the merits or otherwise of abortion, fertility treatment, or the withdrawal of treatment at the end of life. It would not have a negative aspect on hospice care. I watched my brother-in-law die in the hours before his death from motor neuron disease, and I watched him lying, incapable of moving, pondering at length upon the proposed next treatment before he accepted what was suggested, having satisfied himself it was in accordance with his conscience. He died very shortly afterwards. My Lords, this bill would not deny others of that right. This bill would provide a right of conscientious objection to those who genuinely object to engaging in particular medical situations. It's about highlighting the fact that the responsibility to provide the National Health Service care is a responsibility of the health service and not of the individual employee. It's about according staff protection, statutory, not guidance protection, not administrative protection, but statutory protection to those who do not have it, because the right to conscientious objection is not a universal right accorded to all medical practitioners by statute under the Abortion Act. It does not protect, for example, GPs and pharmacists. It is about allowing medical practitioners to act in accordance with their conscience. It is about recognising that people who have a fundamental objection to doing something should not be forced to arrange others to do it. It is about making the health service inclusive so that all medical practitioners can take their rightful place in the discipline of their choice, rather than being restricted to areas in which they can work, or alternatively being forced to leave the United Kingdom. It is, as the noble and learned Lord Mackay said, about asserting that it's not necessary or right to force people to do things which they hold to be wrong. It is about legislating to ensure that we have the best possible health service, staffed by the best possible medical practitioners, providing the service in accordance with the wishes of the patient, and capable of accommodating the conscientious objection of medical practitioners. My Lord, there seems to be a slight disconnect in that the suggestion is that were this bill to be passed, it would be impossible to provide services to people. It would be interesting to know how many conscientious objections there are, but the evidence would suggest that this bill would not deprive people of treatment. I ask the House, therefore, to give this bill a second reading.
The question is that this bill be now read a second time. As many as of that opinion will say content, the contrary not content, the contents have it.
Lords, I beg to move that this bill be committed to a committee of the whole House.
The question is that this bill be committed to a committee of the whole House. As many as are of that opinion say content, and though contrary not content, the contents have it.